random superpower. A pick one of 3 system. My little brother John grabbed 2 skills, first repeat action and mark, and I was left with the last one, stabilize. But 3 days later the whole apocalypse hit. Our building lost power and water. I used my stabilize skill to keep all our food fresh forever. When the zombies showed up I used it again to lock the doors and windows tight. Built the perfect safe room, kept those freaks out. But John broke the rules and got his leg bitten off by zombies while running. He held a grudge after that, blamed me for everything. He marked the closet in my place and teleported every zombie right to my home. I fought like crazy to save him, but John looked totally out of it and teleported us both right into the zombie horde. Then I opened my eyes and we were back on the day the system showed up. 3 skills, 1 per person, that's the rule. The system drone, same as the first time. I looked around and it finally clicked. I came back. My leg is fine. John yelled right next to me, all excited. System, I want stabilize. I glanced at John and saw his eyes were totally different now. I knew right away he came back too. He stared at me all cautious. Joseph, just pick one already. He was testing if I remembered what happened. Thinking back on how I loved that kid, and he still shoved me into those zombies. I slowly hit how I really felt and looked at the 2 skills left. System, I'll take the other 2. I locked in both remaining skills, pretending I didn't see the smirk on John's face. Last time he broke the system's rule and grabbed 2 skills, but didn't he know the extra one had a timer? The day John used repeat action to run for his life, the skill just died on him and the zombies caught up. He barely made it out alive, but lost a leg to a bite. I felt so bad for him. Shared everything I found, but instead of being grateful, he just got more bitter. And when I wasn't looking, he marked my bedroom closet and brought the zombies in at night. Now I get why this time around he didn't keep the mark skill. It's got a catch. When you use it to teleport, it brings you along for the ride. Last life when he used it, he got teleported too, and we both got torn apart. Now he sees me pick this skill and doesn't say a word to warn me. After what happened, I finally see how deep his hate runs. He'd rather we both go down than let me be okay. And now he is back too. I know this ungrateful brat is a lost cause. Since John took the first one, I'll take the last 2. This way we can help each other out. Hearing me say that, John was sure I didn't remember a thing. Joseph, go grab some supplies. The weather report looks rough. Probably won't be able to go out for a while. I smiled knowing John would try to get rid of me so he could take over my place. When the apocalypse starts, it's extreme heat and non-stop rain at first. John called saying he had nowhere to go and nothing to eat. I felt bad and let him move in. Now he just assumes everything I have is his. Alright, I'm on my way. I told him I'd go, and when he wasn't paying attention, I left a mark on the doorknob. Once outside I checked my phone to look at the door camera, but the feed was dead. Just like I thought, John knew I lived alone and had a camera at the door. He already smashed it, but through the mark on the knob, I could feel John had left too. Last time when the apocalypse hit, it started with crazy rain and heat waves, knocking out power and water everywhere. Everyone thought it was just some weird weather. They stocked up at home, but didn't prep for anything else. Nobody expected the extreme weather to kill so many. Then came some unknown virus, turning people into mindless zombies, biting anything that moved. No one was ready for it, and worst part, if a zombie got you, you didn't have long, and what time you had left was pure agony. And from that first freak rain last time, we only have 3 days. I pulled up the map on my phone and found every big store and pharmacy nearby. Then a text from John popped up. I used all your money to buy supplies. You're cool with that, right? We really need to stock up, or we won't make it later. I scrolled through the charges on my phone and thought back to how as the older brother, I always spoiled John, gave him the best of everything, even set up my card on his phone in college, so he'd never be broke. And now look at him, doesn't remember any of that, just knows how to drain me and let me die in the end. That last bit of patience I had for him vanished. I checked my drained bank account and headed to the closest supermarket. I cleared out all the food and drinks everyone else was fighting over, fresh meat and veggies. I grabbed instant noodles, bread and crackers, stuff that lasts for years. Took every last pack. My phone buzzed with more charges. I looked at them and just smirked. Last time I coddled him, John never had to lift a finger for anything. Spoiled and rotten. He knew exactly what was coming, but had zero common sense. Just followed the crowd grabbing junk food. Last time it rained for 3 months straight. No power, no water. In those conditions, fresh meat goes bad in days. Everyone finally realized their food was all moldy and gross. Last time John complained non-stop about being tired of canned fish, wanted fresh stuff. I risked my neck to get it for him, but this time with this skill, going out is way safer. So I'm the one who is gonna enjoy the good life. Supplies handled. Next up, water and meds. And when the water gets cut, that's way worse than no power. On my way to the biggest factory in town, John texted again. My girlfriend is staying over too. Rain is too heavy for her to go home. Joseph, we finally have some alone time. Just crash at a hotel for 3 days. Don't come back tonight. I remember how after John got bitten, his girlfriend ghosted him. Let him and his precious girlfriend face reality together then. At the city's biggest factory, I bought a top-tier hand crank generator. I also found the guy who handles the well pumps out in the suburbs and recorded his pumping motion. Then I hit the biggest pharmacy, left marks on the shelves and floor, and bought out all the strong meds and antidotes. I went to the tallest building near downtown and rented a top-floor apartment. When the end comes, the bottom floors flood out and people up top are stuck inside anyway. Being close to the government buildings means the heaviest security keeps most of the zombies away. After coming back, I started figuring out the real trick to this skill. Even with the time limit, using it for physical work keeps you out of danger. danger. That hand crank generator. I just used my skill. Repeat action to keep it running. I marked my canned food meds, even the fire extinguisher in the hall, and made a map in my phone notes. Over the next 3 days, I ran all over the city, hitting every supply cache and water spot. Marked them all. In my spare time I hit farms and slaughterhouses. Everything there runs like clockwork. Fresh veggies and meat anytime. Even with the end coming I still want a better life than last time. Fresh meat whenever to mix things up. And on the third afternoon, I shot John a text, and used my skill to pop back to my front door. Me and John got